most important thing that this conference would achieve is one, university leaders embracing the idea of a university of all and for all, that they are willing to admit students with disabilities in their universities and to accommodate in their universities, making the necessary changes. So that would be very, very important. As Kyambogo, our biggest challenge is on the issue of financing. The government, yes, the government gives us support. Yes, we also receive tuition, but this is very little. What do we need the money for? We need the money to renovate our old structures, to make them accessible to persons with disability. We need the money to hire specialized staff, to have enough staff in every faculty that can support students with disabilities. But in most cases, we do not have the resources to do the things that we need to do to make our university inclusive for all students. My appeal to the sponsors is one, continue to support disability inclusive education course, but also we should focus on higher education, because higher education is very critical for persons with disability to be able to contribute to national development.
Your government is sponsoring 64 students on affirmative action every year, but the number is too small. And in 2022, government committed to increase this number to 320 using the different affirmative programs that government is implementing. Unfortunately, this commitment has not come to pass, yet every year the university that is receiving applications of learners with disabilities is overwhelmed with numbers. They get not less than 200 learners with disabilities applying, but majority are left without opportunities, and many of them end up in private institutions and others stay at home because they cannot afford the costs for the private institutions. Technology advancement has gone high in regard to education. We see many learners, many universities that have adopted online programs, like doing exams online, doing lectures online, but we are wondering how that is targeting learners with disabilities such as the blind, such as the deaf, and others that have multiple disabilities that may require some additional support. So as universities are adapting technology, they should be mindful to mainstream the adaptive technologies for such learners with disabilities. Government keeps promising us that the policy is under discussion. There are some areas that they are saying are debatable, and those areas can only be resolved by the cabinet. So we are still waiting on cabinet to see how they resolve this policy. We are still hopeful that they'll give us the policy because they also know the challenges that are being faced in the different schools and the different universities to mainstream learners with disabilities in education. And yet the policy should be the one to give a guiding framework on how the standards should be set. So if it's not there, even the ministry is equally challenged on how to promote inclusive education for learners with disabilities.
The government, on behalf of the government, our ministry is doing quite a lot. One, we have developed a policy that will enable people with a disability access quality and relevant education whenever it is necessary. The policy is before cabinet, and very soon it will be approved.
One of the things we advocate for, the focal engagement. How are we engaging the focal? The focal, we are engaging it to see that the examination coordinators, as they are giving exams, these deaf and blind students, at least on the examination booklet, they write on top that disability student is something we need in the policy, such that because these students are on campus mainly for educational purposes, academics, not anything about allowances or what, but mainly for academic excellence. So that one will help them to see that these students are able to excel academically. And the final thing which we bring about to advocacy, there are many but we can't finish, is about the Disability Support Services Center. At Kyambogo University have a Disability Support Services Center which assists students with disabilities. It has sections, the visual impairment section, it has the blind, the deaf impairment section, it has the visual tech room, it has the white Kenzi center, but all those under the Disability Support Center. What we advocate for that this Disability Support Center has a disability special needs and assessment committee which assesses students with disabilities the moment they are admitted to the university. But the students need additional accommodation in terms of money, but you find that these students, the resources they are given are fewer and some of them are not in line with what they need. So in this is also something which is going to be put in the policy, the disability policy, which is going to be reviewed as we are advocating for, such that the needs which are given to these students are in line with what they need. I'm giving an example of the internship allowance needs, the allowances for disability which they use because like a blind student needs a braille machine, a braille paper, so those needs, all of them, such that the resources which are given to these students are in line with what they really need. So then you find out about the sign language interpretation, the guides and interpreters. Students with disabilities are given guides and interpreters, which guides and interpreters are only given to the government-sponsored students. Yet the biggest number of disability students is they are privately sponsored. So that advocacy, the other thing about advocacy is to make sure that there is a fair treatment, an equal treatment between privately sponsored disability students and government-sponsored disability students. Because all these students, the ones on government don't have even severe disabilities like the ones on private. You find that there is a blind student is on private, yet the one of low vision is on government, and the services are given this one of low vision, and the one who is blind is not given anything. So that's another point of advocacy we bring about. So I'm called Wabia Hudson, the Building Minister for Disability Affairs of Kyambogo University.
My name is Claire Akello, a student at Kyambogo University completing a bachelor's degree in Arts with Education, teaching subjects music and history. I also do teach assistive technology to persons with vision impairments in a secondary school currently. So my experience when I lost my sight at MOOBS way back in 2017 was a depressing one, whereby I felt that I had lost all hope for life, because given the fact that I had lived in a really ordinary environment and I was able to do a lot of very many things on my own independently, and now I'm presented with life in another dimension. I had to be held by the hand to take me to the latrine, to get me food, or even to help me do some other personal arrangements for myself, really felt like I was useless, and it really made me feel like I didn't deserve to have a happy life or a successful story. Actually, when I lost sight, the university said they did not have the machines or the gadgets to support a visually impaired person with the course I was doing, leisure and hospitality management. So they sent me back to the main campus of Makerere, where they told me I have to just withdraw and reapply now on private, which was something that was too depressing for me, because at that moment I didn't even have what it takes financially to again apply for a new course on private. So I had to drop out and stay home for a while. And then I went to Kyambogo now in 2021. Yes, music has always been my passion right from childhood, but this also brings us back to awareness of the society, because including my own family, they always believed that music is not a good career for a girl child like me. They felt like music will spoil you or something like that, but I've always loved music. Only that I did leisure and hospitality, given the fact that under leisure and hospitality there is a musical content involved, and that through that I would still come back to my career of music. And the other one was given on government, so I felt it was a big opportunity for me to get into the leisure world and also explore the musical fields that side. This life that we live is a challenge that I always tell my learners or my friends, that life is a challenge. There is no one who does not have a big challenge in front of them, whether you have a disability or not. People still have big challenges that they are facing. What I have to say to anyone out there is that never give up on that dream that you have, on that success story you want to write, because even when you are still on the journey to it, you are already inspiring many other lives that may not tell you directly, but somehow someone picks something positive from your life, so never give up. I would really love to become a music professor. Most of my friends call me Dr. Music or Professor Music. I am really aspiring to become a professor in music, and better yet to introduce Braille music in Ugandan schools and have the blind students in secondaries and primary schools be able to write musical notations in Braille even when they don't have their sight. Because of my experience, I really want someone out there with a talent like mine to nurture it right away from primary. Then composition about All We See Is Possibility, which is a project I have been working with as a student at Kyambogo University. And that project has been providing assistive technology support and skilling for learners with disabilities around Kyambogo University and other institutions in Uganda. So when we launched the second phase, I was given the chance and opportunity to write a song for the project, and that song inspires many lives, including myself, to only see possibilities in every challenge that life brings.
Is that you are holding my hands, giving me strength through it all. When my eyes could not see, vision in my eyes, you're the light for a brighter future, and the reason we are here today, giving thanks for what you've done, writing down our testimony. All I see today are the possibilities without the light in my eyes. I see the great realities that you are holding my hands, giving me strength. All I see today are the possibilities without the light in my eyes. I see the great realities that you are holding my hands, giving me strength through it all.
My name is Catherine Nachiboka, and I met her when I was in my senior 3. Madame Claire really inspires me. One, she is a computer genius, and actually it's from her that I learned everything in ICT that I know. I'm trying to pursue a certificate in ICT while also pursuing my bachelor's degree. But she inspired me mostly about my computer, especially computer having to do with people with visual impairments. You know, how to use those assistive devices, those talking machines. She knew everything, so that really pushed me to the limit, and I was like, I had to be like my mentor. And then in music, she introduced us to the All We See Is Possibility project. And I think her story, together with all our stories, has been able to empower so many children out there to like see possibility even where there is no possibility, to push themselves to the limit. You know, they say that we should, or the sky is the limit, but then it's not bad to aim for the stars. So her inspiration, her story itself, the person she is, the kind of life she lives, it inspires you, it gives you a drive to pick up the pieces you have even when you break down and move forward.
Today